Ladies and gents, guys and gals, friendly femmes and fellows all, Captain Total Waffle welcomes you today, not to the Woodland Realm, not to a Cavern Pain even. This is a new concept that I'm trying to throw out, because I do play this game on occasion outside what I record. And in this case, it has been a Shattered Alliance campaign for Lost Lorien, which has taken me of all places, into war with initially Gondor and alliance with a lot of evil nations. This, however, fell completely through when first Dol Guldur attacked me, and then the Dark Lord called an invasion upon Karas Galathon, which all Orcish nations have so far honoured, except for Dol Guldur, whom I managed to beat to a pulp. Now, the army thus facing us at Karas Galathon is quite substantial. We are only facing the Isengard forces today, but I am pretty sure that the Snow Orcs, led by Belrock of all people, not people might be too generous, but who knows, and Malgor, they will likely take over next. So we're in for some pretty hectic fights with basically these 1800 elves, which are some of the finest that we can possibly field, and that is good because they are going to need to kill a lot of orcs. We have the first army, the initial army. Sharthak is leading an army of, well, mostly mid-tier orcs, with a little bit above and a little bit below. What really does stand out here is the ballista, and it will be interesting to see how this army wields that. Then, in addition to this, coming further from the south is Zoldush, and his force is, well, it's very similar, but no siege equipment. So, whatever the AI does, it will have 1 point of entry. As such, our Gerberlegs will rain death upon them, if all goes well. Especially because they don't have that many units that can just trample through our lines, like trolls and stuff. So, this will be an epic battle of numbers, waves hitting upon rocks. So, it's been a while since I have fought here in Karas Galathon, in Loch Lorien itself. And it seems that the enemy has taken up behind us. One characteristic of this battle map that does remain is, well, this Hadrian's Wall level of an obstacle that one would think most grown men could climb over. But in this case, it is a welcome barrier because, of course, it does allow the archers of Lorien leverage over the situation. They can fire over the walls and into the enemy. Now, we have relatively few dedicated melee forces. We have some Elven King's Gate guard, and I suppose they could indeed very well guard that gate, living up to their namesake. We also have some Galathrim's swordsmen and Galathrim guards, and they shall be instrumental in holding the line here. Behind them, I suppose we shall put the Elder Council, of whom we have 3 battalions. So put you there, got you there, and got you somewhere around there. Dare we dream? That is the trouble with settlements. Yeah, with Med 2 in general in some ways. It can be tricky to place your units. Okay, but that having been done, now we have some slightly less heavily armored troops, and I would like to place these upon secure battlements. If the enemy are to break through our preliminary lines, I would like it very much if these Mirkwood archers were not the first in line. So, okay. Now, what we have here are dubbed the Great Death, and absolutely that is what they shall be known for in this battle, the Great Death. I would be surprised if other units were to gain as many kills as the Gerbeleg will be capable of here. We place them here. I mean, they're basically they're basically javelin troops with armor-piercing javelin troops who use bows instead. Exactly. They won't see you. So, there we are. We shall wait until the opportune moment to strike with them. They shall be guarding wherever they are. Okay. And then we have indeed our valor will stand. Okay. We shall have the barrier Inglath forming up there. Okay, and then we'll have General over there, and then we'll have Galathram archers here, and Galathram archers here, and Galathram archers here. And they should. All these are basically the same. They're heavy archers. Barrier and Goliath have spears and higher attack and defense stats because they are just beasts. So they will be first in line because they'll be able to take more of a pounding. We are trying to minimize casualties on our end and maximize casualties on the enemy. Let's see what they do. I don't believe. I mean, they might be able to shoot through this wall. Actually, the best thing they could do with their ballistae would be to just fire upon us. And they choose to move forward with rams and go through the gate. I'm not sure if they... Yeah, it's possible they can't shoot through this wall, but it does have a... Yeah, it does have a damage gauge, but I mean, it is, of course, it must be remarked that not all buildings that appear to have, you know, damage meters like that can actually be destroyed. So, yeah, it might just be an instance of it needing to have a damage percentage, even though it cannot realistically go beyond 0 or perhaps 1. Okay. Now these guys, they have a lot of troops, and I mean a lot, and it seems that the reinforcing army is just mainly content to sit and wait. They're probably awaiting the fall of the gates. You know, if the gates don't fall, why would they bother doing anything? They don't have siege equipment. And you know, I can kind of respect that. So our archers are now decimating the enemy army. They have, by this gauge, taken out over 10% of this force already. Let's shoot a bit at the...
The enemy are battering down the gates!
Okay. I think we should go for the melee forces primarily, because the archer forces, they will be caught in a melee that they just will not be able to win. Okay. The gate is about to fall. I'll speed it up to ×2.
Blast their eyes! The enemy's ram is through our gates!
How's it doing with your shooting, actually? Okay. You're actually doing a pretty good job at aiming from up there, it seems. So, more power to them. Okay, here come the enemy. Indeed. Indeed, they attack.
The walls are
Very
no longer
well
ours.
put.
The enemy have taken them.
Okay, I'm not going to use Caliborn's inherent ability just yet. And actually, we're just going to focus our fire outside, because they're going to have a lot of troops there. Okay. This is when you guys start firing. Do you know what? Yeah. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what these... Let's see what the Gurva Lake will be capable of. It's possible that this battalion will have a bad angle. In that case, I might just end up moving it. This is of course also when we hit the moment where the game struggles with what it has to basically achieve with a 16-year-old game engine. Okay, we have foes moving in. Okay, pikemen. I want those guys down if possible. Do we have anyone coming this way? We do indeed. Yes, we do indeed. We've got horsemen, Bane Guard. I mean, they might be problematic, so let's try and shoot them actually. Okay. Seems that only this unit has really been able to fire anything. Percentage-wise, we are crushing them, as we really need to, actually. We've taken out almost half the enemy army, by my estimate. Which is really good. That's a good start. And we've lost only 2% of our... 3% of our... Is there a better angle? No, not really. Not yet, anyway. Keep throwing your down spears. Whatever happens, we don't want the orcs to break through now and let the other army have just a field day. But it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Our 4 melee units are by themselves doing a really good job. Holding back the enemy. They are starting to push through though. We can see here with this unit of Elder Council, meaning that these guys, they may have to just move a bit. So, here comes the enemy, but let's use swiftness. The second army is just about arriving.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Man, okay, the frame rate isn't exactly chuffed with this. But, you know, could be worse. Okay, what? These go over there just seem not to want to shoot anything by their own volition, which I suppose I can understand. They're more meant for, shall we say, guerrilla tactics. I almost feel compelled to give the screen a breather, just looking away and telling the game, it's okay, you don't have to render all those thousands of troops. But, of course, this is what we are all here for. This the mother of all siege battles in Lorien. Okay, I mean, I'm about just about willing to see if these lovely fellows who refuse to reload their bows at this point, if they would be so keen, so kind, I mean, to just go over there. Okay, what breaks do we seem to have in our line? Yeah, over here. But victory is still almost a certainty, so, I mean, who am I to judge? Go team, go team. Okay. These guys are raining hell down upon them, which is nice. Archers behaving very irrationally, I would say. They're just waiting. And I can understand them not getting in the fray and all, but they should be shooting at our relatively exposed archer lines. That would probably do quite a bit to help them. But, nah. Okay. Let's move these Elder Council up here. Looks like they'll be needed. Because we do have a wandering pikeman who's just slipped right through the lines. Hey, buddy! And he gets stabbed immediately. Oh, we have Urukai bodyguards running straight through the line. Wow. Okay. Didn't see that coming. Where are our go? Oh Jesus! It takes a. Okay, they can't just. Yeah. Okay. Now it seems that our melee forces are indeed struggling to cope with the massive influx of orcs. So, yeah, they're struggling about as much as the frame rate is. Or maybe not quite as much, but we're getting there, people. We're really getting there. So, yeah. And the Berry Angelites have been pulled into the fight. I don't quite approve of this, but on the other hand, their melee prowess can turn the tide, really. And especially against those unsuspecting wards. So what? They have
Our foe has taken control of the city!
And of course, they have taken control of the city, such as it is. Okay.
Our foe has lost control of the city!
What do we have down there? Urukai bodyguard. Fighting a singular Galathrim archer. Okay, I'm actually quite intent to see this one play out. That's actually quite interesting. It seems that the archer has the upper hand. But actually, now that I think about it, let's just not take any chances here. Oh, and now does he. He tries to run away, but he gets intercepted by 120 angry elves. But they don't really quite intercept him, actually. They're kind of missing the forest for the trees here, seems. Or maybe missing the tree for the forest. Not sure. But, okay, and they get attacked. Will they react? Nope. Oh, kind of, maybe. Okay, yeah, they will. Good. And the Gorbaleg have indeed found their sweet spot up on that pedestal. So, yeah, this is where you need to be apparently, and I'm fine with you being there. So, get up there right now. You don't want to be in melee combat because you're squishy and delicious, and the orcs will eat you. So go away, my friends, go away. Let your heavily armored friends take care of business. They probably will do a fine job. 19 place, 50%. I really hope we'll get some recovery after this. And because otherwise facing that Gundabad army will be quite the challenge. Quite the challenge. What are the, of course. Okay, just go back. Go back. You killed that orc, which I approve of wholeheartedly, but could you please just return to the square? We don't want to give the orcs any false impression of our availability. And really don't need much convincing on that subject, apparently. Wow. Okay. And meanwhile, okay, we just can't convince them to fire at all. So this is it. You're committing yourself to the fight now. Celeborn, get in there. Okay. These Gorbaleg have played their part. These Gorbaleg, not exactly the models of accuracy that I had hoped. Or even competence. They just seem to miss most of their golden opportunities. But now I shall try to compensate by apparently moving them in the wrong direction. Silly, silly, silly me. But here we are. But they shall move onto this tower here, and these guys are going to move over here, and it's going to be marvelous.
Our men have slain the enemy general.
Okay.
Him, his troops will lose their will to
I kind of hope this is the second general and not the first, because Sulkdash. No, I believe that was the first. Sulkdash. But regardless, I mean, when units rout, panic spreads, and that in itself might be enough. So, everybody off guard mode. Now we start pushing, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I presume... What? No. You're meant to go up into this tower here. Come on. No. Why are you not doing what I'm telling you to? This is quite infuriating. They will soon have spent all of this battle just milling about, doing little to bugger all. But of course there are still plenty of orcs to be slain.
Them at last. Our valor will stand.
I think you should just commit yourself, dudes. Yeah, you're kind of in it to win it at this point. And this is not an advantageous shooting position you've got there. Okay. Burial Goliath. What? No! Why are you? No! Okay, at this point, you're probably better off shooting at them from down here, but actually, our flank is still holding marvelously well. Our Galathram swordsmen are giving them what for indeed. What about these guys? Are you getting there? You actually are. Okay, come on over here, you beautiful bastards, and shoot me some damn orcs, please. Yeah. Okay, the frame rate is starting to improve just a little bit because, well, more than half the forces on this map have died. Our troops are so tired, but it is little in comparison to what the orcs must be feeling. Okay. Celeborn, you're going to lead a push into the enemy. Many are routing, we need to break the rest, and you shall be the driving force. These guys are actually coming along quite nicely. Okay, so now the question is, can you shoot these guys? You absolutely can. Beautiful bastards. Keep on shooting the crossbowmen. 71 plays 30. I think we're gonna do it. We're absolutely going to win this, but I think we're also going to win this with enough troops left over to challenge the Snow Wolves. There's disarray in the orcish ranks as the elves push them out of Karas Galadon. The frame rate improves. Let's speed it up a bit.
Good tidings. The enemy general
now both generals have fallen. This should be the final push needed to drive them over the edge and out. So what can you shoot at? You can shoot at the Dunlanding Horseman, because why not? You guys, have you done a good job? Have you decimated the Uruk-hai like the good little boys you are? Yeah, sure, you kinda have. You've given them something to think about. Okay. And that is Shafak. Okay. Yeah, good. Okay. So, what? The Dunlanding Horsemen just... Ah, Jesus! They run straight into Celeborn's units. Who... Oh, Jesus. Okay. What I want you to do now is to get up there and shoot down at these orcs. Man, that took a bit of the fight out of him, I suppose, but ooh, Dunlanding Horsemen charging into Spearmen. They charged at the best possible moment, I suppose, but even so, they shall only find death. Okay, let's take these archers.
The battle is very much in
I'll
our
move
favor.
them
Victory
out.
will be ours.
Let's take... Yeah, the archers are shooting back, so let's make for a counter-offensive.
Justice to the enemy.
Have you dealt with the horsemen? Kind of. Okay, they're running but not routed. What? Where are you? You're up there. Good. Okay. Yeah, keep your borders safe, you wonderful, wonderful man. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Here we have a bunch of elite Urukai infantry. Where these guys, and their main specialty will be catching orcs. Come on guys, catch some orcs. Your movement speed is astronomical for a foot unit. 125%. Okay. Urukai infantry just... Do these guys just refuse to die? That is indeed what seems to be happening. Oh, what do I have here? Dunlending horsemen. They are using their ballista against our troops. But they're using it against the Gerbeleg. Not the best choice. I'd go for the heavily armored units or Caliborn or, yeah, along those lines. You know, you do you, Isengard. You do you. Okay, let's start pushing into these guys. They are strong, but their primary attributes are in their defensive capability and, you know, coupled with pretty large number, that can do a lot. But they will not be able to kill as many of us because we're also heavily armored. Okay.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
There. Okay, where have you? They're over there. Nice. Okay. The Urukai infantry are shaken.
Only half the enemy force remains.
And against our archers, their crossbow units will not exactly be fit for purpose. So let's get that one rolling. You know, let's use our versatility as our main advantage here. And just decimate them. These Urukai infantry, they'll take a while to go down, but down they shall go. They're not exactly killing a lot of us, so that's nice. What about you guys? How are you doing against this ballista? Okay. We seem to be killing them with ruthless efficiency, which I approve of. Any stragglers over here? Anything else? Just routing forces. Neat. Okay. What about over here? Does it seem that we... okay. Attack them, please.
Justice to the enemy.
Yeah. These guys. Hello. Urukai archers are over there. That's where they should not be. What do we have over there? More Urukai archers. I mean, come on, guys. Okay, we're coming up on 90% enemy casualties, so their armies are likely not going to bounce back from this. Okay. And that just routed their archers. Which, you know, understandable. I'd be terrified too if I were facing angry elves on their home soil. I really would. Must confess. And they have pushed the Urukai infantry. Now I'm content to speed it up and see this day conclude, or night as it were, because indeed they chose to assault elves at night.
The enemy army flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
That was one army. What do we have here? Okay. One singular Vanguard unit. Yeah. I mean, in the spirit of avoiding casualties insofar as possible, I'm going to just see if they won't bow to the pressure of the Golden arrows. They're close range, but they are damn deadly. If they can get a good angle, apparently they're deadly. I would submit they've probably been nerfed a little bit.
Behold
by
how our cowardly foe runs. It's time to press the attack.
By their body-piercing arrows having been switched to triple arrows, basically. Not that I necessarily mind, because they were incredibly powerful before, but they've been made slightly more situational. Still great against trolls, though, which really is a primary purpose of theirs. But I think Are we catching up to them? Kinda, maybe. Yeah, okay, yeah.
The enemy are utterly vanquished. This is a great victory worthy of only the mightiest of generals.
That's a decent healing percentage, about 10%. So, who got the most? Owen Kingsgate Guard, Celeborn, or Galadhrim Guards? Okay. It's really good, really good. And also catching 204. I mean, for a unit that that can't run effectively, that's very, very well done. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and the Gerbeleg for whom I had such hopes. 230. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good, especially when considering that there are about 80 soldiers. So each of them killed 3. But Woodland Sentinels outpaced them. Sure. Well, a solid victory overall. And while there were, of course, a highest kill tally, I wouldn't say that any were completely otherworldly in comparison to the rest. There were a few who perhaps weren't underutilized or positioned poorly by myself, and as such I should take full credit or blame for however a unit has fared in this battle. But, I mean, that was this battle, that is this format. Simply putting a spotlight on a moment in total Waffle history that I found to be interesting. This time in terms of the sheer magnitude of the forces. Isengard versus Lothlorien, not necessarily the most unconventional matchup, but or Lothlorien even the most unconventional place. But I'm sure that other interesting scenarios shall play out in the future, and when they do, I shall absolutely make sure to capture them for you all to enjoy. So what do we have here? Total ransom value. Ooh, about, yeah, okay, but not enough to let me risk them getting out.
The enemy is at our gates.
And Isengard just attacks town after town. They've also taken a part of Rohan from us. It's a bit of a wild ride, this invasion thing, because it really has just opened Pandora's box of armies attacking us left and right. Especially Isengard. They've been really aggressive as of late. Once we shared a common enemy and they requested an alliance, then they broke it off. Yeah, no longer content to just attack Gondor alongside me. No. Now they'd favor to risk taking the prize of Karis Galathon for themselves. But the Snow Orcs have not assaulted us yet. That might come later, but their golden opportunity has passed them by. Okay. Well, but for now, that will be all. This was this moment in Total Waffle history. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you around.